Okay. It's Thursday and we're here. There's George and Sean and I. And then we got a guest for you at about 5 after. But I'm going to go ahead and open it up like we normally do with prayer. And this one's kind of cool. But it says, "For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." And that's Jeremiah 29:11. And what it is basically describing about, to be yourself, be good and everything, and you'll have good things happen to you instead of bad things happen to you. And it says, "Do you feel if people are trying to cubbyhole you who you are in life? You're a duck. You've always been a duck and you will never be anything but a duck. But you aren't meant to make tough choices or take chances or chase after your dreams. Or if you're a goose, you'll never settle down or sit still in one place for long. You are a risk taker, unstable and undependable. Time to cry foul. God says you are his child and you are exactly who he created you to be." So it kind of hits with us, if you're MAGA, and we stood strong from, 2016 all the way through and had faith in that God would bring things the way they were supposed to go. And with the faith that we had, look what we got. We got Trump back in. And I think all the prayers and stuff helped a lot with that. So that's kind of just what I wanted to say. And then Sean, you wanted to talk about Alexandra before we bring her on?
Well, yeah, I was just gonna share with the audience. She's from my state of New Jersey, and she's very active in the Moms for Liberty. And she was at the White House last week when President Trump signed that great executive order keeping men out of women's sports. And I want to obviously invite her on to share her experience. So I think we're all going to really be interested in hearing from her.
Okay, you're right. I'll bring her on then. We're ready.
That sounds great. Absolutely.
Good morning, Alexandra.
Good morning, guys. Thank you for having me.
Good morning. Nice to meet you officially.
Yes, officially.
I love that picture. Is that from Scott Lebedo?
It is. He's our good friend.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes, awesome. We're actually friends with a few artists, and so we try to put them behind all of our podcasts. Any Patriot artists, yeah, we absolutely love him. He does such great work. So,
oh, that's great. So, obviously, I saw your pictures at the White House, which I think were great, and you. In some of the media, you're actually right behind President Trump. You almost look like you're pulling a Joe Biden in some of those pictures, like you're sniffing Trump's hair.
Yes, yeah, I was very lucky. We were very lucky to be invited to the White House. We got the invitation almost a week before, and we were actually supposed to be quiet about it until about the day before, and that was probably the toughest. I actually waited to tell my daughter, who, also was invited because she does play sports. And she's 11 and she gets very excited. So I waited till about 2 days before to let her know what was going on. But we were so honored, humbled to be invited. We've been working very hard towards this for many, many years. Just absolutely nonstop, going to a ton of schools, going to Board of Ed meetings, talking to everybody about just how wrong and unfair this was to the women and to the girls. And so we're winning. It's such a wonderful feeling.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
George, you have a question?
No. Well, I know Tina that she was on the school board in Brevard County. We helped out to do some of when they had problems and stuff. The bikers showed up at some of her rallies, so I know them pretty well.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, Tina and Tiffany started Moms for Liberty. Yeah. And frankly, obviously you have to do the work. You have to have boots on the ground. But through Moms for Liberty is how we actually got our invitation. So, we get a lot of support from them. If we have questions, if there's legal questions or issues, things like that. They're literally a text message, a phone call away. So that's really wonderful. And that's really why Moms for Liberty started was we didn't know our rights.
Yeah. Thank God she lost, or else that wouldn't have been created. She was very,
right. Well, God works in certain ways, right? He does things for a reason.
Right. Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, does he ever? I mean, look at where you are now, and a lot of times you don't plan on that kind of stuff. It just falls into your lap or through small things that you do.
That's right. Yeah, I definitely had you asked me 6 years ago if this is what I would be doing, I would be like, no, like, why would I need to do that? The kids are in a great school. We actually, paid for private preschool and we moved to our town because it's a great town with great schools. And would I think that I would need to be doing this? Absolutely not. Would I think that, we live without common sense for the past 4 years? Absolutely not. But here we are, and so we're fighting against it.
Well, what exactly, what is the most important thing for you that you do, that you take the most passion with?
I think just giving a voice to the kids and the parents is the most important thing. And, because children are children, right? So they're innocent, just like children and animals, right? We need to stand up for them because they are the innocent in this world and we're the adults. And so we need to stand up for them. Personally, I had a lot of experience not having a voice because I was sent to a boarding school when I was 14 until I was 18. That actually got shut down for lying, being abusive, things like that. And I had no voice, and they, lied to the parents and hid things. And I remember just feeling like very hopeless and like, okay, I never want to feel that way again. And I would never allow that to happen to definitely not my children, but any children. So, understanding your rights is so, so important. And, when COVID happened, and I was trying to send the kids back because we don't mask in our house. We never mask. We're not doing it. We're not hiding our children's faces. We're not playing this game. And, they wanted to go back to school. And I said, well, definitely not with masks on. So I wrote like a whole letter and explained why the children could go, right? I looked at Governor Murphy's executive order in New Jersey, and I found, oh, well, here, my daughter can go for this reason without a mask, and my son can go with this one. And they shut me down right away. And we actually have a wonderful principal in school, but the superintendent just is pretty spineless. So I said, gee, I don't know my rights. I don't know what to do here. And I had seen a commercial for Moms for Liberty. So I gave them a call and actually talked to Tiffany on the phone. And she was great. She was like, listen, this is what we're going to do. Here's a lawyer's name. And I called the lawyer right away. And he actually said, Alex, you don't even need me. What you wrote is correct. And I said, yeah, but I'm not messing around. I need you to put your name on this. And that was the Friday. And on Monday, they were in the school without masks.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. You had a good impact then on what you did.
It was. And they were the only kids for the rest of the year that were unmasked. And the following year, we got, I think it was 25 or 26 other children in the 2 elementary schools in our town unmasked as well for the parents that wanted it. But, at this point, we had the tools and the knowledge of how to do it. So I think that is the most important thing is that, we're sort of raised in this way of like in a box, right? And, your kids go to school at 5 and they're going to go to public school and you're going to listen to them. And, however you feel on the vaccine issue, like you're going to vaccinate. And why? Who said that we have to do all these things to our children? You can homeschool, you can charter school, you don't have to vaccinate. These are all things that we can just pick what we want to do. So I think showing other parents and children their rights is the most important thing.
Well, I think the COVID woke up a lot of parents because what they were seeing, what the kids were being taught over the internet, what they haven't realized, the indoctrination that they were getting over those. Sure. So, and Moms for Liberty was a big, important part about freeing the kids from the government indoctrination that was happening. It was very, very powerful. And
it's extremely powerful.
Very important what you guys did. And you got to remind parents we still can't give up and still go to these school board meetings because there's still a lot of schools, even in Florida too. We have a great governor, but they still have the worst thing is the superintendents. I think they need a what do you call a physic and mentality.
I mean, the problem is like, for instance, I don't want to speak about anybody else's super, but I can speak about ours. You know, he makes over $250,000 a year. We're not a regionalized school. We're a small town. We have 2 elementary schools, K through 6, and 1 high school, 7 through 12. This guy makes a lot of money, and he doesn't want to push any buttons. When when the governor wanted to teach 3rd graders certain sex terms, and 5th graders, basically pornography. I don't want to say things in case there's minors on the air, but let's just say things that are very inappropriate for children. And the entire town came, hundreds showed up. And I would say mostly, maybe you get 100 in the room if you're lucky, because they were very concerned. And we said, we don't want to do this. And he actually lied and said, well, we'll lose funding. And I actually said, well, no, here's the list of New Jersey schools that are not doing it because they don't want to teach children this. And then the truth came out. Well, yeah, we don't want to lose funding, and that's it. And then we actually read the terms, and out of every person in the room, there was only one child, about 12, 13 years old, had beats on their head. And we read the terms, and he goes, whoa, that's inappropriate to read. There's a child in the room. And we were like, dude, this is exactly what we're talking about. And that's a 12, 13-year-old. And you're talking about teaching this to 7-year-olds.
That's ridiculous.
So it's just so, like I said, there was no common sense. So I'm very happy common sense is back in the White House.
Yep, correct. 100%. Yep.
Speaking of White House.
I'm sorry.
Speaking of White House, I'm sorry. Speaking of White House, what was it like when? I know you've been to Bedminster. I've seen your posts and stuff like that. So I'm you may have seen Trump before, but what was it like being in the White House and then seeing Donald Trump approach you while you're in the White House? That must be a total surreal moment.
I'll tell you what. I've had the honor of meeting President Trump a few times. It never changes. You're as excited the first time. It was a first for my daughter, though. I'll tell you what, we all got there. We were told what time to go on what side of the White House, went through security. The Secret Service was so wonderful. They always are. I have to tell you, they always are. But they're just like so happy to be there. I think protecting a president that's doing great things for the country. So it was just even more wonderful. And they open these doors, right? And we're walking through, and it's just so bright and cheerful. And everyone that works there is helpful. They had 2 beautiful violin players playing music, and the kids were just in awe. They were like, oh my God, wow, look at this. And they were just really wonderful. And so they brought us to these different rooms. It was a green room, a yellow room, and a red room, something like that. And got us ready to go on the risers. But they were just so wonderful with us. And then we're on the risers and everyone's sort of like nervous and waiting. And then they play this beautiful song and announce the president coming in. And it was really wonderful. Like they had everybody sort of in the audience, right, of the room. But us on the risers, we got to see him walking down the hallway towards us. And you felt all the children sort of get excited. It was wonderful.
He loves kids.
That's awesome.
He loves kids. He's crazy about kids. I mean, look what Musk and his son there, little X, in the way, and these big whole news conference was there. And I think the way he had the kids around him was breathtaking. It was unbelievable when he took that picture, and he knows it too. He loved it. He's
very sincere. He's very sincere.
I know him. I've been with him a few times too.
Oh, so yeah. He's fantastic. People are always like, what's he like in person? And I'm like, honestly, he's a sweetheart. Yeah. He's very nice, and he's that way and in front of everybody else. He has to be. He's a very strong president. Yep. He's going to make sure what needs to get done. But in person with us, with the children, he's very gracious, very kind.
That's awesome. Yep. What a moment. What a moment to be there. That's great.
It was great.
Especially when he talked to his own grandkids, he says, I'm telling you, do good in school. Do not drink. Do not do any drugs. And the thing that bothered me the most when he said, no tattoos.
Did you go like this if you were in front of me?
I smacked myself in the head.
I know. I was going to say, I have like full sleeve. He's never said anything about mine.
No, he doesn't. No, he won't say anything. You know, he saw mine. It's fine, but he just it's his rules that he goes by because of what he went through with his, you know, like his brother and stuff.
Yes.
And he's very strict about that. And you know, you see how all his kids are and stuff like that. It's phenomenal how you trade, you know, and what he teaches us. You know, the common sense is so important. And he does a lot. I mean, I worked with him in the city. I was in the trade center when the planes hit, so I've been around him a few times. So, but he's down to earth. He does a lot of stuff that people don't know what he does, and it's amazing. And you know, it's really, and the love he has for the children. He fought so hard about not having boys in women's sports. It's unbelievable.
Well, yeah, it's stupid. It's unfair. It's unnatural. It's just crazy to do that, and it puts the kids at the girls at such a disadvantage. You know, I don't know. I get mad when I start thinking about it, though. But that's why we got Moms for Liberty and other groups like that taking care of that, because you know, everybody being busy like that, stuff falls off your plate. You forget about different things. But if it wasn't for you guys, you know, we might not have even gotten to this point right now.
Yeah, it's especially the transgender stuff that they're trying to, you know, like you were a kid, right? What did you want to be when you grew up, right? You want to be a cop, a doctor, a lawyer. Now you want to be a boy or a girl, or do you want to be a cat, a dog, a chicken?
Oh, the furry stuff has got to stop. I just can't with that.
In the schools for the kids.
But the teachers, I mean, here's the problem is that they were worried to lose their jobs. But what it comes down to is you're an adult and you need to do the right thing. And maybe you lose your job, you know, but you stand up for the right thing. If everybody had said no during COVID, this would not have happened. Right. You know, if everybody put their foot down and pulled their children out of these sports, it would not have happened. And so that's, you know, I'm very blunt with people about that. I'm like, no, it's everybody's fault because yes, these people are evil and they're the ones who said it, but you're the ones that allowed it to happen. Just say no. Don't we teach our kids to do that? Don't we tell them, don't be bullies, don't be bullied, and just say no? We need to lead by example.
Right. They always emphasize it's our kids. No, it's the parents' kids. They say the same crap all the time. It's our kids. And it's not. And that's what they try to do. That's what they did with core math. Remember when they did that with core math? Remember they taught kids and told that the parents didn't know what they were doing. That was to degrade the parents.
Oh, the new math.
Yeah, the
new math. Yes, Common Core.
Yeah,
yes, that started. Yeah, when my older daughter was in 5th grade, that started. And we were like, well, what do you mean you're going to start this in 5th grade? I mean, it's like one thing to bring in something new, but then start with the kindergartners. You're not going to tell 5th graders who have learned their basic math, oh, no, that's not how you do it anymore. And by the way, let's start something hard now. It made absolutely no sense. But that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to break up the family. You know, they say in school, oh, your parents don't understand you, or we'll be your family now. And that's when, I mean, in New Jersey, we're getting rid of policy 5756, but that's a policy of lies, right? So, and secrecy. So basically, if let's say Matt wants to be Sally in school, the teachers are not allowed to tell the parents that this boy now is a girl in school.
How
right?
crazy is that?
It's so crazy. You can't give Tylenol to a child, right, without asking a parent, but you're going to hide a gender.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just about breaking up the family.
But if the boy said shit to the teacher, they sure hell call the parents and say your son is saying bad words in school. That's
for sure. Yeah. But they would love that because then they're going to question your parenting and then separate you even more. Well, why is your child swearing in school? I mean, they really
toxic masculinity too. They would question that.
For sure.
Trying to destroy the masculinity. You look, you see the commercials that they have men doing cleaning products.
Yeah.
Oh, what about the makeup ads?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Man selling Maybelline. I mean, come on.
I won't use it. If a company, even if it's something I've been using, if a company's doing it, I'm like, okay, I need to find something new. I'm not doing it. This is ridiculous. And I don't want my children to see that.
Yeah, I won't buy that either. I know it was one was Maybelline, I was pretty sure of. But then you saw even CBS has a commercial where they're showing you can get this or you can get that, and they show a guy with the makeup that the guy can help you with the makeup. It's like, I wouldn't ask a man to help me with makeup. I mean, come on, and then you're going to end up looking like a drag queen anyways if you do.
It's too much. It's too, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they don't, a lot of them you see are just so, how do you want to say, flamboyant. I mean, they're not representing real women anyways. They're a character.
Right.
The
Right,
character,
right.
that's a good.
Yeah, they're not like a normal woman. That's how you can pick them out so fast, because they just stick out.
Well, they have to put on that amount of makeup. It's almost like drag. Well, it is drag. It is drag, really.
very much so.
And then this goes into a whole nother conversation where they're like, oh, well, you're, maybe anti-gay. No. I don't care who you love. I don't care who you love. If you're a man, act like a man. You're a woman, act like a woman. I don't care who you love. Just don't talk to my children about it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Very true.
Yeah, they should know that stuff. There's no way they should know that stuff when they're that young. I mean, you figure, I'm older, but I can remember when I was younger, we didn't have any of this, and so it's really quite, not surprising, but more shocking, I would say, to see the change over the last 10 years compared to where it was before. And I know a lot of that started with Obama. And it's like you say, I don't care, who you love. You can do whatever you want, but just don't push it on me or my kids,
Right.
But you just have some, like you said, have some common sense about it, and
I
that's
think
the problem.
But
Yeah, we got complacent. I think that's the problem.
That
There was
definitely-
laziness and complacency, and parents are allowing other people to raise their kids. They drop their kid off at school.
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't see them until 3:30, sometimes 5, 6, 7, right, if they work. And then there's homework, and then the parent's exhausted and they go to bed. So they're really not involved, right, if you have two working parents,
Yeah.
in their children's
Right.
lives until the weekends.
That was the biggest purpose of breaking up the nuclear family, having both parents work. And the thing is that a kid, when it goes to school, a child when it goes to school, it knows the teacher's supposed to know a lot. So once they come out with that negativity to the children, well, maybe the teacher's right and my parents are wrong. Once they put that negativity in the head, then they start questioning. And then when they start questioning the parents and the teacher said that they don't know, that's when the arguments happen between the parents and the child, because they have that issue to understand that the teacher is more smarter than the parent is, which that's what they plan on doing all the time. So
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point, George, because if you remember, you would hear like kids would be really good, whatever, not so much conservative, but more common sense oriented, right? And then all of a sudden they go away to college, and your kid comes back from college, and you got a socialist from that's a little crazy. Well, now they're producing those kids in 4th and 5th grade. They're not producing them in college anymore. It's sick.
It's all
Really
the money they dump into the schools, and that's like she said about them worrying about losing the funding because they need so many kids in school because they get so much money per pupil. And you heard said yesterday about we're number 40 on the list of how much our kids are educated, but we're number 1 and the children getting the amount of money per pupil. So he knows what's going on, and a lot of people do know what's going on. It's just that they don't understand that as we the people, we have the power, and we got to put the right people in office because it's not going to change because there's a lot of money. There's a lot of money riding on this because if they do the transgender stuff, the kids are going to be on that medicine and stuff for years to come in the future. And this is where they put in their head about controlling. You understand? Ex the American Indian about trusting the government.
Yeah, it didn't turn out so well.
Well, Elizabeth Warren trusts the government. She's wants a full investigation on Elon Musk, so she's
Yeah, 0.00.
Yeah, but don't investigate her.
she's really out there. Wow.
They were talking about they're talking about educating with the USAID stuff, right? About educating and one of the Democrats was speaking on there and he's saying how much it's going to hurt this and blah blah. And go look at his net worth. He's a millionaire. So so they're getting funding from someplace. The stuff is going to hit the fan, and I think it's going to affect the education. The best thing for them to do, because Carter was the one that gave the teachers the power to be who they are today with the unions. And what happens, the unions get a bad name because of what they're trying to do and what they do, you know.
Well, New Jersey
they're-
teachers union's horrible.
Yeah, well,
They're
hey,
very political.
Yep.
yeah, they all
They're not
are.
supposed to be.
Yeah,
But they're
but
they're ultra
they take
political.
they take money out of the paycheck to give it to the
Right.
Democratic Party.
Sure.
I had to do it. You know, they took a percentage out of my pay. They give it to it was a so-called title of something, but we knew exactly where it went. But there's no right. You know, what gives them the right? Like the same thing they're doing, all that money that we're doing. And especially, listen, we got to take care of the kids here. We don't care what they do overseas. And they're
Our
talking,
kids are,
yeah.
they're in so much trouble. We need to take care of our own. Our vets need so much help.
Yep.
You know, they're putting people that are crossing the border in these beautiful hotels. Our vets are on the street.
Yep.
Our vets need medical care. They need,
Yeah.
you know, so much help, right? And our children need help. The problem is that, you know, this happened and it's sort of a slippery slope and it sort of got out of hand. I hate to say it, but I think Biden needed to be president because I think the world needed to wake up. You know, so many people were so anti-Trump, they couldn't see all the good that he was doing.
Exactly.
And so I almost said, you know, I think we kind of need this. It's going to be awful. And, you know, people are going to lose their jobs and the economy is going to be awful. But I really think, I mean, listen, we can protect our kids. I'll pull them right out of school. You're not going to do anything bad to them, but let the world wake up. How many people showed up to vote this time around because they couldn't afford their groceries? They can't afford their gas. They couldn't go on vacation. Maybe their kid's school is awful and they can't send them to a private school because they can't afford it. We need school choice. I mean, that's something that hopefully we can bring to New Jersey.
Yep.
That's really important.
Well,
That's really
I think we're both for the same guy for the top of the ticket, Mr. Spadia. And
Yes.
I hope he gets through this primary because I think he's got some very good common sense for Jersey.
He's got excellent common sense. I will say this. I mean, I'm just speaking on my, you know, personal who I'm voting for. Obviously, we don't do that for Moms for Liberty, but personally, I am voting for Bill Spadia. I will tell you this.
Me
He has
too.
been with us every step of the way.
Well,
When we needed help and we said, hey, they're masking the kids, we're going to go rally in Trenton, he showed up. When we said, hey, they're trying to force the vaccine, you know, here, he showed up. Freedom Truck Rally, you know, United States took part to help Canada, right? He showed up. Every single time we said, we need help, something's going on, he shows up. Never once did he say, this is going to look bad for me or, oh, I don't know. You know, he showed up. And
True
I can't
leader.
say that. Right. And I mean, it's been 4 years, 4 years. I can't say that for the other candidates. Ed is a lovely guy. I like him a lot. I think he's great. I just don't think he has what it takes right now.
No,
to
he's
be
over his
president.
skis, as they say.
You know, Bramnick co-sponsored the Freedom to Read bill, which allows pornography in schools.
The only, I think he was the only Republican, wasn't he? That signed it.
Is he a Republican?
Well,
I don't know.
yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know. And Chitterelli, I mean, listen, he can talk well and all of that. I know he has been helpful for some people, but I can only speak with my experience. And there were times we've asked him to be at certain events and he turned it down. So, you know, I'm going to go with the guy that has been there for us every step of the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, I like Bill.
Sean, you got to give me his information. We'll endorse him. You know, if he's
Okay.
Yep.
Alexandra, it's just about 9:30, and I know you're on a time constraint, so I just wanted to say thank you for coming on with us. It was really enlightening, and it was fun too to hear all of this from you.
We like to have fun.
Yeah, you have to have a little fun with when you're being serious too.
You do. Thank you guys so much for having me on. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm booked with a bunch of appointments today. So
That's all right. We'll have to have you back.
all right,
We're
awesome. I
We're
would love to
honored
come
have
back.
you on. We're honored to have you on here. Really good. It's important that the message gets out and keep
Yeah.
smiling, especially when you get in front of that superintendent.
That's
And if you
it. Oh
have-
yeah. He
We have
loves
a
me
chapter.
lot.
We have a chapter in Jersey, so we can help you bring some people here. So
Yeah, if anybody would like to join us, or even if you just need help, right? You don't have to become a member. Reach out, momsforliberty.org, and you can find your state and your county right on there. There's a big map, and just tap. If your county does not have a chapter, just pick one nearby. If you're in New Jersey, pick me. I'll help you. We help the entire state. We're a state team. We work
What do you
together.
have? 24,000 members, right about?
We have a lot of members.
The chat's loving Alexandria also.
Oh,
The
yeah.
what?
Our chat on Rumble, they're loving you.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
good,
So-
good.
A lot
I'll
of
give you a
moms
link
too in there.
afterwards.
So.
So you can
Awesome.
see.
Yeah. Well, listen, we're going to help anybody
Okay.
out. If you need help and you're scared to speak, it's like your first time, we will show up. We've literally taken a busload down to South Jersey to help people, and it's strength in numbers. So if you're scared, we will come. We will stand next to you. We will speak with you, alongside you, whatever. We're definitely here for anybody that needs help.
So you guys are doing great work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because they-
thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye
Thank
bye.
Thank you so much,
Wow.
Alexandria. Have a great day.
okay,
You
yeah,
too.
bye-bye. Thank you. That was very
Oh.
nice. Pretty
Yeah,
good.
that- She was
Very
good.
Absolutely.
Very
Very
good.
See, that's the thing is that people have to get the message through that they can't sit down and be complicit about this whole shit. It doesn't stop, and it's not going to stop because they're going to keep on pushing. Doesn't matter because if they can control the kid's mind, and that's why they got that left moron in charge of the DNC now because he's planning on the new generation coming out of colleges. In 4 years, all the graduates from college, all these brainwashed college. So let's hope President Trump stops the funding to these colleges, these radical colleges that teach this negativity there.
Yeah.
And plus, he's got to get, we got, people don't realize we have 360,000 students from China here going to our colleges. 360,000. That's like an effing army. People don't realize what's going on. People don't realize what's going on. And everybody, and that's what I told everybody Monday at the meeting. I said to them, I said, look, just because Trump won doesn't mean that it's over. You got to get involved because Trump needs all the help. You saw what happened with Tom Homan. He had a leak. An FBI guy. The FBI guy. They
Well,
know
the
who they-
FBI stink.
No, but I'm just
Oh,
saying.
yeah.
What
Yeah.
I'm saying is the infiltration, even that he gets all his cabinet and stuff like that, it's going to take him a long time to clean the house. And you
Oh,
got
the underlings. Yeah.
Republicans in there that are rhinos. Look at McConnell. He's still walking around in a wheelchair. I mean, he's still around in a wheelchair. I don't know why nobody pushes him off a cliff. I would gladly do it, that moron.
They need the parking garage where the thing goes down.
Yeah, well,
They just let 'em go.
We went to Kentucky at his office and hold up Trump signs like crazy.
He's the new Mitt Romney this go around. He's the,
whatever.
he's
He's
the
still
never
alive.
Trump
You know
or
what
Mitt
it is?
Romney.
He controls a lot of money, the defense budget and everything else. So listen, what do you call? We were talking about a thing before Trixie baby, about how wonderful about this chicken flu, the bird flu, right? You want
Yep.
to hear about the little drones that are flying around, killing that chickens?
Yeah. Did you guys hear about that?
No, what's
It was a guy that was on the news this morning, and he's a egg company or something like that.
What do you call one of those people that distributes the eggs to all the?
Oh yeah, okay, egg distributor. So he's middleman on that. But he was talking on the news this morning, and he was saying about how the bird flu was moving around, and in the middle of a sentence, he let loose about drones flying over the farms and contaminating them that way. So it makes a lot of sense what he said, because when I was talking to George, I've got egg farms and chicken farms around me, and I see drones around here.
In Jersey,
So-
Pennsylvania, they got chicken farms.
It's-
They don't.
Jersey, there's really I don't know of any chicken farms in Jersey. I know Delaware, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, well, that's not that far.
Yeah, I know Delaware. I don't know of any chicken
I
farms
think-
in Jersey. Not saying there isn't. I just don't know of any.
Yeah. I believe they're in Jersey.
I mean, probably South Jersey,
Yeah,
but
yeah. But the whole thing is that they, he killed the brain dead Biden. He killed over 100 million chickens.
Yeah, he put the order in, so there wasn't. Not all of them had bird flu, but he would kill he had orders for the whole flock. But
Now
then
you-
we were.
So
Go
okay.
ahead.
Then I'm sorry, again.
What we were talking about before, though, is the fires too, because if you kill all your birds, you don't get your insurance money for it. But if you have a fire, it covers your birds. So there's something there too that just doesn't sound right. I mean, because look how many poultry farms caught fire. Quite a
Oh,
few.
Big, yep. Big
Yeah.
time.
yeah, quite a few.
They're talking about in the chat. They said something about this isn't the same bird flu. No, it's not. This is a Remember, we were talking a couple weeks ago that they mutated it so that it was a little bit more I have a hard time saying it. Virulent, so it's stronger, but it still isn't the type that's going to cross over to humans real easily. But it will affect the animals more. So
Right.
they're playing around with it.
They say
But-
in the dirt, the soil, and all that stuff and everything.
Yeah, they were saying that. But if they're spraying chemtrails, what would stop them from putting it in the chemtrails so that it stays in the soil?
Oh, I say that there. I wouldn't put it. You know, after they did this whole thing with the USA there, the chem line stopped.
I saw people reporting that on
Yes.
all over the place, and I haven't seen any.
3 days. It was 4 days, and then I'm driving north and going up to. As soon as I hit like Jacksonville, Georgia line, there were like 20 of them, 20 chem lines. Like unbelievable. So we don't know what the story is with that, but they got the whole thing is they got to stop. They want to. You know, I know there's a lot of doubtful people. Man, I don't know the chat and everything else, but they could control. They could control the weather. They could control our sickness. They could control even as far as the food that we eat and everything else. You know, like what Kennedy said. I mean, you know, we didn't get chunky for no reason at all because of the stuff that they put in the food. That's why these kids.
One of my dealers just I was at with was telling me he's from over in Albania, I believe he's from, and he was telling me, he says he can go over back home and eat and not feel bloated or anything from the food there.
Italy too.
Yeah, he says he comes back here and it's like he eats and we were talking just just all stuff. He was saying he hopes Kennedy gets in because he knows how food is around different areas of the world. You know, and
everything's banned in Europe. Italy, you can't. I tell you what, we went shopping in the grocery store in Italy, right? So my daughter was there, and she grabs a fruit. A lady comes over, smacks their hand. And they said, "What? You have to put a glove on to touch the fruit. They don't want your sweat or anything touching the
oils or anything on it, I guess."
You're right, but the foods part is right though, because I went to Italy too, and like when I'm here, if I'm eating, if I eat pizza or something like that, it from the glyphosate, it does affect me. But when I was over there, I was able to eat almost everything, and it was just because there was no food additives. And so, if you have an autoimmune disease and you're eating processed food, you're doing yourself so much harm.
How many of us ate peanut butter and jelly? We didn't have a peanut allergy, but shit and everything else. So, and even everything, just everything in general. And then
but you got to stay away from peanut butter now because they're putting that xylitol in it, so it's a fake sugar. And if you give it to your dog is going to die. It's a poison for dogs. So
really, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so you have to look at your peanut butter, and if it has xylitol on the back of it, don't give it to your dog. You'll kill him.
Yeah, the funniest thing is I used to give it to my shepherd just to watch.
No, but
I'm talking about this.
Love it.
I'm ago, not now.
But that's what they put that in peanut butter now. I didn't know it either when I found out it because I give my dog peanut butter and I used to just eat it out of the jar.
I just get my one dog in the house, go out there with a little peanut butter on your finger and come up to you. Otherwise, you run away.
Pay attention to President Trump because FAFO. That's what I'm saying.
For Saturday?
No, yeah. Well, what's happening? What he's doing? It's going to be big. It's going to be big. I had to say something something crossed my mind. I said I was going to tell you about it this morning, and I can't remember. I'll think about it. Cash is going to get approved. The Epstein list is going to come out.
Yeah.
Big Diddy's list.
I worry about Cash. I'm going to tell you why.
Fine,
I think he should be. I think he should be approved 100%. Right. And I think any Republican doesn't vote to approve him should be obviously primary. No, but how many of them are scared that he's going to uncover something on them? And I don't know. I don't.
He'll do that. He'll do the. Trump will do the recess appointment. They know that already. They were told already. They would listen to me. The Senate.
Good.
He had we don't know about it, but I know about it. With all this stuff, I saw General Flynn Monday night. And I'm friends with General Flynn, and we had some discussions and everything else. And he said, I didn't record. I put it on Facebook Live, his speech, but I didn't record people's questions of the audience. And what they said to him, they asked him, "What advice would you give?" Well, Tulsi got approved now, but what advice would you give Tulsi? He says he talks to her every day. Okay, that's number one. He speaks to Pete Hegseth almost every day. So he's advising people. But the funny part is, one guy asked, I think it was one of my guys that asked, well, if Trump asks you back, are you going to go back? And he turned around and says, how do you know I'm not working for President Trump? So, and what I think he's going to do, he's going to wind up working with Tulsi. And he has.
It'll be a great marriage.
Yeah, but let me tell you what the best one is. He has a list. And I know a few people on that list. And the big one is on the list. He's got it for Obama. He wants Obama in the worst way. Because what he did to him. Because he said, and I bring it up all the time, General Flynn was a Democrat. And Trump picked him as the VP, the first choice. But the whole thing is the deep state got involved and they decided to put Pence on. We saw what Pence did to the piece of shit that he was. Oh, excuse me, I shouldn't have said that. But the piece of shit that he was.
Is.
Yeah, still is. No, but he's not.
He didn't reform. He didn't reform and say he made a mistake. He is a piece of shit.
What time is it now?
Quarter to almost.
Right. But I gotta say something very quick. All right. A lot of people don't notice. I didn't bring this up once before we spoke. When he was at CPAC. Oh no. A Turning Point. Right. Turning Point USA was at. And Pence got up January 3rd. He spoke at the Turning Point. And he said, his exact words were, they're going to hear us on January 6th. I don't know if everybody remembers that when he spoke. Mm-hmm. And everybody cheered. Mm-hmm. So now what happens is he had tendencies of running for president. So what happened was his chief of staff, that was another piece of garbage.
That guy's a scumbag.
Yeah. And he turned around and said, well, listen, you better not agree to this challenge to January 6th, because if you have any tendencies of running for presidency, it ain't going to happen. And that's why he turned. He was never faithful with him, but he actually was at a meeting, Pence, with Cruz and what was that guy's name? The one that did the challenge, Gershaw, not. I can't remember. Anyway, but the ones that came up, they had a meeting in Trump International Hotel on the floor. Pence was there, and 5 other people were there. I don't try to think of the names. But anyway, so he agreed to what he was going to do. He was going to accept the challenge of the votes. It was going to happen. And then that's what happened. But the greatest thing that happened is, we know he won 3 times total. But everybody planning on, yes, they know about the elections were stolen, the 2020, all that stuff. Nothing's going to happen. What's going to happen is going to happen to correct the voting system. But it's not going to change nothing. The only thing that's going to happen is, Biden pardoned 8,000 people.
Yeah, I know when you said that, I was like, I thought you misspoke at first. And it's like 8,000. How? There's no way he could even read those.
8,000.
No way.
He released murderers out of jail. Mm-hmm. It was a lot. And what happens is, as I brought it up the last time when we were on the Rumble thing, on the Wake Up Patriots, I brought up about, and everybody got to read, and I say this over and over again, I'll mail you the Pocket Constitution free. I sent you one, Sean. I'm pretty sure I did.
Did you?
Yeah. And the pocket constitution, I'll send them out for free. I had stacked. And I gave them out. And in fact, that girl that we honored made her, and I already remember the kid, 14 years old. I gave her a bunch of them to give them out to the students that were brainwashed in that class. But the whole thing is in Article 2, Section 2 states about, about the pardons. If you get pardoned and you're not guilty of anything, the pardons don't mean crap.
Yeah.
There's going to be a whole bunch of. Everybody has to be patient and steps to that. Like now, you got this guy Jeremy. You got six people that were pardoned are still in jail. They were brought back in jail. I know a couple of them. One of them, Jeremy Brown, wasn't even there at January 6th. But what he was a Green Beret, Master Sergeant, very highly decorated. And what happens? He was part of the Oath Keepers. All right. Now the majority on that list of 14 of the list, 10 of them are Oath Keepers and 4 are Proud Boys, which I know most of them. And what happens is they went to him before January 6th and they wanted him to be a spy and rat. And he recorded them. And then what they did is they went to his house when they decided to raid him and arrest him. They planted stuff there, which is all proof and everything else. So now the problem is that he was left out. He got out of the gulag in Washington. And then as soon as they hit the gate, now when you leave the jail, they burn all your stuff. And this is how they cripple people. They burn all the stuff. Then they brought him back to jail again in the same cell. So they sleeping on the floor. No blanket, nothing. In the cold. Then he gets and he used a name. I'm trying to think. There's a name that they use to keep on moving the prisoners, right? So, and that's what they're doing to him. So now they moved him.
Dieseling.
Yeah, that's it. Dieseling. Thank you very much.
Yep.
And then what they do is they sent him to Kentucky. He was abused over there. Then now they sent him to Atlanta, Georgia. The girlfriend's there. I keep in touch with her. And when Cash Patel gets approved, all those papers are going to be released. There's a lot of FBI information that was saying that these guys are innocent and they made up the stuff. Like the same thing they did with Trump. When they put out all those folders and stuff on the floor, there was a box to the right. I'll send Trixie the picture. And what happens to the box to the right, you'll see a Time magazine with Trump sitting at the desk with Pelosi and everybody sitting in the background on the other side of the glass. So I knew right away that was a setup when they did that. I knew right away when I saw it because I know how Mar-a-Lago is. All right? So, in fact, it's 9:48 and we got to do a new contest.
Yeah. I forgot what we were doing, though. Who remembers?
I don't know. Pick something.
Pick something.
I think weren't we going to do a how many will be the confirmation for RFK Jr.? How many yes votes will he get?
Well, it's
Is that what it was?
JD
I mean,
Vance, that's out already. JD Vance is coming back from France.
Yeah, but
so it'd be 51-50 then.
Well, do you think some Democrats aren't going to vote for him? Because I mean,
yeah.
No, they don't.
No, I'm not saying they all will vote for him, but what I should say is you don't think any Democrats will vote for him is my question?
I don't think so.
Too much money with the pharmaceuticals.
Oh, yeah. Big pharma. I mean, the money that goes out. I mean, look at all the bad press he's getting, and that's all big pharma funded. And that's why the Dems are screaming so loud, because once that money dries up, like how they're screaming now with the NIH about those grants, none of those grants matter. They keep saying, well, this is going to happen, that we won't be able to cure cancer and everything. Oh, bull. They've got the cure for cancer. They've had it for years. The big pharma just withholds it because they make so much more money on repeat patients and everything. And so the whole big pharma, if everything ever came out about what they're doing and where the money's going and everything, that's why they're fighting this, because there's going to be people going to jail big time, especially for the gain of function stuff, because that was totally illegal.
Here's the best one. The CEO of Pfizer is a veterinarian.
Yeah. He doesn't even know human medicine. And the same thing with Fauci. He was never a practicing physician. He's only been a title head.
He's getting sued. There's a lot of shit coming out for him. So
yeah, I'm waiting for RFK. That's the biggest one for me. I know we do the politics and everything, but this Maha stuff kind of because
that's
of
at
what I
10:30.
do.
I think that's at 10:30 today,
Yeah,
isn't it?
right.
Right.
Yeah, we'll watch it on.
You know, speaking
Well,
of
they're doing it
confirmation,
right now because everybody's complaining about Dick Durbin giving Lyon and everything during the hearing because they're
Oh,
doing
Dick
something.
Durbin.
They're going to be on that list. Wait for Epstein's list. Dick Durbin's
But-
on it.
But speaking of confirmation vote, I was shocked at yesterday. I was shocked that with Tulsi's vote. I was shocked that when Bernie Sanders got railroaded, Tulsi Gabbard.
Oh yeah, yep.
Tulsi Gabbard really stuck up for Bernie Sanders, right? If you look back at history,
I remember that. Yep.
and she really stuck up for him and everything. And that was part of the probably reason. That was probably the start of her evolution of getting out of the Democrat Party. I would think, right? That was probably the catalyst of it. And then when it comes time to vote for her confirmation on the floor, he repays her with a no vote. What a slime ball.
But it shows that what piece of shit he is, because for the simple reason he's got a Ferrari, he's got 3 mansions. I mean, these guys, here's my favorite saying, okay? It's rich people telling poor people that rich people are making them poor. Got it?
Yep.
The Democrats are all loaded. You got AOC, she's a millionaire. You got the guy Meeks that's talking about U.S. aid. He's a millionaire. Everyone that's defending this U.S. aid stuff what they're going to find out is the kickbacks. No matter, even if the programs say did good, there's argument's sake they helped prevent sexual transmission.
There's kickbacks there, absolutely. Trump's supposed to come out with that today in the press conference. Yeah. Did you hear about that? He's supposed to speak later on.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's got to wait. But the most important thing, we can't be complicit like what do you call it? Moms for Liberty. I mean, and I always say the mothers of this country are going to save this country, which they did. They had a big part in it, and they woke up a lot of parents cannot be afraid to defend their kids. Not against that if the kid's a little dirtbag and he deserves a smack or something like that, and they tell that then the parents should take care of it, but not defend their kids about their education and what they're supposed to learn. Does anybody have any ideas in the chat about a contest?
Yeah, I'm watching the chat, but I haven't seen anybody. I'm trying to think of something, but I don't think real fast when I'm talking at the same time.
Well, I got a great prize. It's I can't show it because I'm not home, but it's a Hillary Clinton nutcracker.
Oh my God!
And the cracker likes what?
Somebody's going to want to win that one, nutcracker.
That's a collector's item.
I'm surprised you didn't say it was a balls cracker.
Lou asked what time the press conference. Lou Peck asked what time the press conference was. I think it's 3:30. Yeah, I think it's either 3:30 or 4:30, but probably 3:30.
I think we should get refunds on our tax refunds for all the money that got stolen. Even if they gave everybody $1 million apiece, it would be a drop in the bucket to everything.
Something that before
give me $20,000, I'd be happy.
Oh, I'd be happy with 10 too. I mean, I'm not going to say no, but
before 1913, we weren't charged any taxes at all.
Yeah.
Survived on tariffs, and that's what Trump's going to try to do. That all the money that we give out, just say the money we give out to all these countries to help them, whatever, even our enemies that we give money to that's supposed to love us, and then blah blah blah, all that shit and everything else, that not one American would have to work. The billions of dollars that they give, trillions of dollars that they give out to all these people in the UN, which was another joke. And everything else.
UN, yeah.
Yeah. So that's
back to the contest. What are we doing with the contest? Are we having a contest this week, or are we skipping this week's contest?
No. We can't. The winners will be for tomorrow. The winner will be tomorrow.
Yeah. So we got to think of it.
That's.
How about if anybody knows Melania Trump's maiden name?
That's easy.
That's too ezy.
Yeah.
And people will look. The cheaters we got in chat, they'll probably Google it anyway. So we can.
No, but the answer, yeah. Well, I got one about. I'm trying to think about one of the things that Trump did.
How many licks in a Tootsie Roll?
Yeah. After three, it changes, right? There's all different numbers after 3.
here's one. What did President Trump do at the time when Trump was when Trump was Trump?
Yeah.
What did he do when he got a flat tire on his limo? What happened?
Oh,
that's easy.
I know that one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
everybody answer that one.
Wasn't that in a snowstorm too?
Yeah, the guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's see, you blew that one. I was going to ask what kind of storm was it. So that's into that one.
Oh no, you weren't. You're just trying to make me feel bad.
No, I'm
Nate
not trying-
says we should guess your middle name, George. But we
mine. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, there you
That's
go.
gonna be a good test. Yep.
You want to do that? Okay, let's do that one because we get the answer by tomorrow. Guess George's middle name, and you guys put it in the chat, and I'll write them down. I got my paper and pen while I'm here. So I haven't gotten any guesses yet, though.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Well,
All right,
okay.
so
I got
Florida for
one.
Trump said Patton.
Yeah.
Mark, America Mark, Godfather.
Yeah.
What official name? Mark.
Yeah.
Aunt
Not a
Janice says
title.
Alphonse.
Okay.
One citizen says Wilbur. I don't think it's Wilbur.
Who said Wilbur? Who said Wilbur?
One citizen.
I'm going
ML
to.
Heath
That's funny.
says,
One citizen. That was a good one.
ML Heath says Charles. Who's writing this
Oh,
down?
I'll
You
slow
text?
down. I'm slow down. I'm writing.
All right.
Okay, Wilbur.
Who called me
who's
Wilbur?
ML said Charles.
Yep. Wait a minute. Yep. ML said Charles. Florida for Trump said Patton again. Let's see.
Chris says Washington.
Yep. Chris said Washington. Little Chicky, Maurice,
Little-
Super Trooper, Francis. Don't call George Francis.
Wilbur's the worst. Coming to that guy's state, wherever he lives, whoever said about Wilbur.
And
Okay.
TSM says Born to Ride.
Wait a minute. We got an Anthony and a Tony. We got 3 Anthonys.
Yep. Anthony.
Red, Tiog, and
Jersey says Anthony.
That's got to be hard.
I
MK
know
Hart
it.
says Balls.
I know it. What?
MK Hart says Balls.
That's close.
Come on.
Red Ginger said Anthony. Beach Cat Blues said Anthony. T. Augie said Tony. So that could be Anthony too. All right. There's a lot of stuff there.
Well, wait. We got Dander Zila and said Bernard. That's a different one.
Yeah.
Okay. Any last ones to add it? Wait a minute. Who's got? Somebody put Vladimir in here.
Yeah. I got a picture of me with Putin riding the motorcycles together.
Michael. Proud says Michael, and then we got a couple James. Hang on, let's see. Okay, who's got James?
All right. Serafina said Michael.
Who had? I got Proud had Michael,
Okay.
and Mark has got Elliot.
Mark's got like 3 different names on there. I think he.
Well, come on, Mark. You only get one guess.
Hey, Mark, I'm going to hit you with a picture. Excuse me. It's cursed. I'm going to hit
All
you.
right.
Look.
Who's that? Somebody keeps saying Costanza. Who is that? M. Walsh.
Who's that? Walsh? Mark Walsh? Why is that?
My guess is going to be Cannoli, George Cannoli.
I love cannolis. I could eat cannolis every day, but we have lousy cannolis over here.
Yeah.
All right, contest closed. We're all done. We got everybody. Oh, wait a minute. Denise has got Alfonso. Hey, we got so did Aunt. Okay. Okay, all done.
That's it?
Yeah.
You want the answer?
All right. Now, no, not till tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
We go. That's the cliffhanger. That's what brings everybody
All right,
back,
well,
George.
yeah, tomorrow,
They keep putting George Balls too, so you must talk about balls a lot, George.
Yeah,
because it keeps coming up.
What's the name of Harry Balls?
Yeah, that was Musk doing that. I don't know, but he spells that. How did he spell it? Was it BAWLZ or something?
Yeah, BAWLZ, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, hit the like on the way out, please.
Yeah,
'cause,
please,
we
please.
could
It
use
means
some
important
likes
for us to
on
keep the
this.
show going. If we don't get a lot of likes, we don't get the show going. And you got to share this because we got to get a lot of hits.
Yeah, the more likes, the higher it goes up in the feed so you can find it instead of having to directly look for it.
Yep.
That I
Yeah.
do know that.
Unless you don't like the show.
Well,
if you-
yeah, if you don't like the show, then
If
we
you don't
just
like
won't
the
do
show,
it no
don't
more.
like you.
Huh?
You know, I said I'll make them an offer they can't refuse.
Cannolis, right?
You're only in the bed.
Well, everybody have a great day today. Please hit that like on the way out. And
Yeah, it's over.
we'll see you
Tune in
guys
for
tomorrow.
tomorrow to find out what George's middle name is, though. If you
Yep.
the suspense is going to kill everybody, George. This was just too much for a contest. I don't know. I don't know.
This is a good one.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see everybody tomorrow.
Yep. Toodaloo.
Have a great day, everybody.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
I guess too, the girl. Cool.